On love, sex, and lies. Roy Chidima, Miriam Wende, and Harriet Owala. These guests are digging deeper on: is love transactional?
In fact, if there's no sex, what are we doing?
Exactly, number one.
Plus, are you single? Do you believe in true love? And do you think dating is hard in this generation?
And not all. We also
Welcome to the all-new season of Love, Sex, and Lies.
Yeah.
But okay, fine.
What if there was a threesome though?
On this particular show, we have a safe space, right? We sought a few Kenyans in the streets of Nairobi and asked them the same question: is love transactional? Let's hear what they had to say. Do you think dating is hard in this generation?
Yes.
Why?
Hey, once this women awareness thing, it's not even women awareness. Now people are self-empowered. They have these standards they want to meet. Then the social media life.
It is.
Why?
We're in a generation where you're dating someone who's dating someone who's dating someone, basically. So yeah.
Sisi vijana wenyewe ndo tunafanya inakuwa ngumu. Tunajipea pressure mob nye ifai kukua. Tungekuwa tunajipea tu easy life, soft life. Mapenzi ingekuwa nyororo kama mrenda.
What you actually want from someone, it's hard getting it, like actually getting it, because people will be like, oh, she has high standards, oh, ati that's in just the movies and all that. So yeah, so it's tricky, it's tough.
Okay, do you think love is transactional?
These days, yeah.
Why?
You have to spend something. You don't think so?
Do you think love is transactional?
No.
Why?
If you find the right person, it's not give me, I give you, take this, I give you this. But I don't think it's transactional, honestly. Yeah.
Nafa kubenefit, like nikikupenda mi nasaidikaje, as in I know I love you, I know it's true and all that, but am I just here evil too? Like I have to get something, you know. Yeah.
Si lazima nikupe kitu ndo nipende. Cause venye ulipenda mtu hukuona kitu ya maana, uliona ni roho yake. So unaona, haukuona. Kuna wale wanapenda gari, kuna wale wanapenda pesa, lakini kuna wale wanapenda cause kupenda iko. Sino kweli. So hii mambo ya figures
It's a partnership, so it has to be two in two, not the guy doing everything. Like, you guys need to find just try to, both of you need to give each other something. Like, if not, it's one-sided, and no one wants anything which is one-sided. You don't want to be the one doing all the in the relationship. Like, you have to at least reciprocate so that they know that you actually value them and stuff like that. Yeah.
So now we've seen what these young Kenyans had to see. First of all, what did you guys have to think about what they said? I think we can start with Miriam.
First, I really agreed with everyone who said love isn't transactional. It shouldn't be. When you love someone the right way, it's not about what they're giving you, it's not about what you're giving them. You just love for free. Our parents loved us for free. God, for those who believe in God, loves us for free. Hallelujah. So why would it be a transaction? Why should I get something from you so that I tell you I love you? Yeah, I agree with those ones who said that.
Okay, Ron,
and tell you what, with me agreeing with you and what they said, and if it is transactional, then you gotta reciprocate, okay? I give it to you, give it to me. You understand? Most people don't understand that concept. It's always about receiving, but they're not giving.
Yeah.
And the question is also, what are you actually giving? All right? Some people think that sex is a way to give back.
Okay.
But really and truly, there's much more than just sex when you give back.
Okay, let me just stop you there. Harriet, umeona nini hapo hivyo?
First, wow, Nairobi is really shamba la moyo when it comes to this.
Everyone is struggling.
Everyone is struggling in this thing. I think I agree with what they're saying. You know, love shouldn't be transactional. But in a way, love is also transactional.
Right.
Because in love, you must give. Like, it shouldn't be in your head that you must give, but it's something that should just flow from your heart.
Right.
And it's something that should not be you counting that I'm giving it to this someone, so you have to do this and this. There shouldn't be those conditions. But at the same time, if someone is giving and giving and giving, and your only work is just to receive and receive and receive and never giving back, then that relationship is one way. Yeah. And of course, that thing will collapse. Yeah. So those who are saying that love shouldn't be, I shouldn't be giving, or there's no expectation where I should be giving it to you, then they are wrong, because in a way, if we're in a relationship, you should, if I do something, like it should be automatic. You should see a way of giving it back to me in the way that I like, you know, because you just can't give something that I don't like.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
What stood out for me is the girl who said, you want someone who wants someone who wants someone who wants someone who wants someone. And it's really something that happens in our culture today. So I'd like to ask you guys, do you think love comes with any expectations? Let's start with that. Yeah.
Nowadays it does. And it would be wrong to say that I can't expect something from someone. If we were probably acquaintance, there's things I expect from acquaintance that I don't expect from a friend.
Right.
You know, and much less someone that I'm giving my life to, or I'm spending my entire life and time with.
Yeah, so the answer is yes?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
There should be expectation, and these expectations should also be discussed, whether they are realistic or not.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay. Ron, what do you think?
And for
Does
most
love
part,
come with expectations?
I mean, it should, if you ask me, whether spoken or unspoken. But the truth is, what's going on now is that the expectations don't match. Oftentimes, it's always one person giving more, okay? And when I say more, see, expectations of love don't really necessarily have to be spade for spade, you understand? Just because I gave you money, I don't expect money back, right? But I like to look at a time where, say, our parents and grandparents, whereby, well, the man was the provider, so, right, he provided financially. But the woman also provided in a different way, whereby she took care of the home, cooked. If you talk about cooking today with these young girls,
Yeah.
they're like, I'm like, what? You know what I mean? But you still want me to pay for stuff here and there.
Yeah.
I'm a foodie, so everything I'll talk about probably will be in line with food. What do you think, Mom?
I really think expectations have to be there. Even before you get into it, even as you start working out your love relationship, you have to have expectations. Expectations can be met, they can be unfulfilled, but they have to be there. Because why else are we together?
Right.
It's because I'm expecting to be loved, I'm expecting to be treated a certain way, I'm expecting something.
Right.
And I will form more expectations as I get to know you better. I know you earn this much, so you can afford to take me to a date at this place. I expect you to take me to a date at that place.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also, like, in the same way, just like Harriet had said before, you're, as an employer,
Yeah.
and as when you look at that employee-employer relationship, your employer has expectations from you, right?
Exactly.
So when you look at your husband or wife or your situationship or your partner, whatever word you choose to call them,
Yeah.
there should definitely be expectations, right?
True.
So, like, let's say we're going on a date, and then please pay my cab. You know, please pay my cab back home. Please pay for the date. You know
hold
what I'm
up,
saying?
hold up. When you say that, you mean I have to pay for your cab?
Yes. Please pay for the cab, coming to and coming from, and then ulipe date pia. Na nikwe too smart, nikwe too sawa.
Is this
nitakuwa
not
too
the
sawa.
unrealistic expectation we're talking
This
We
about?
can have,
unrealistic.
yeah, and it's a good expectation to have because generally, everyone who's dating right now, the guy is paying for cab. That's why we have that running joke for nilikula fare, alikula fare.
Yeah.
It's because it's what's happening right now. So if we're in a relationship, I expect you to do what all the other guys are doing.
Yeah.
You know, I have an issue with some men because in most instances, not all, some really, really know what they want and what they're doing, and they know this is, you know, I have this girl, I have to take care of her, without even asking. But then there are some who think that when they're in the relationship, there is no work, like there's nothing they're supposed to do, you know. So now we're just here, we're just supposed to flow to where, you know, like what am I, if I do this, you know, they're the ones who bring up this conversation of, you know, if I'm giving this, so what are you bringing? Because they just expect you to do stuff.
Yeah. What
They
are you bringing to the
expect,
table?
and then they ask this. Sorry for saying stupid, but what are you bringing to the table? What's that? Like, if I'm bringing something to the table and you are not willing to even, you know, meet it, so what are we doing?
I think that's where the expectations come in. We can agree as for our relationship, everyone pays their cab fare.
Thank you.
So in that,
So
we can
we
agree.
can now-
We can agree on
I
that.
think that's where we're coming to right now. That's
Couldn't
where
bring
we're
it
coming
around
to
here.
in terms of expectations. Yes.
Yes.
So how do we like now navigate these expectations, right? So should we like deliberately talk about them? Should we deliberately
Yes.
put it into
It
even
has to
written?
be.
Yeah.
It has to
From-
be a conversation.
From day one, like once we know that this is the direction that you're heading to, we know our financial situations.
Yeah.
I can like we know if I'm coming to a, it's not like a situationship where if you call me in a situationship, it's you who has the need, not me. You will pay for it.
Hold on.
But if it is a relationship,
Uh-huh.
if it is a relationship, that is something that is 50-50 because we both want to see each other. So it's okay, I can pay for myself because I want to see you. But if it's something that is probably even a business thing and then you want me there and you want me to then pay for my fare,
I think this
We
is
can also
exactly
just
why
call.
It
We
has
can
to
as
be
well
a
just call.
a conversation. 'Cause
Yes.
Normally, there are people there are even women who won't accept that from the get-go everything is being taken care of by
Yes.
the guy. There are
Yes.
women like that in our society
I want
right
to see
now.
them. I
like
wanna
me,
You know somebody?
like me.
Give them my
They're there.
number.
Just take a good look and don't go where you normally find them.
Yes.
Try another place.
First off,
Yeah,
I don't find
the
no one
CBD.
anywhere. Okay? I'm a child of God. But either way, this is where the problem is. We can all agree that we said that every relationship has expectations.
Yes.
The problem is that in these expectations, they're never met 50-50. Let me explain. If I came over to your house, right, and you were to cook a meal, this is now, we're not even talking relationship here, all right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about friendship. If you cooked the meal, it's only right that either one, I brought groceries
Exactly.
to that, okay? Or if I didn't have the money, I'll wash dishes, right? Those are not the same when you look at them, like when you quantify them, but they show that you're putting effort. You understand?
And I appreciate.
Right. We can never be the same, right?
And you understand
The
And I
problem
understand.
with this generation today, and when I say that, I mean this girl's over here, right, is the fact that whatever they're bringing back to the table is not quantifiable. Most of them just say sex.
Right.
Madam,
But-
if it's sex.
but-
actually,
That is
But
also
let me
a very
say
big
something.
thing to put on the table.
You know,
It's a
it's a
huge
very,
thing.
it's
Sex
a very-
fulfills a certain desire,
Because-
it fulfills a
because
certain need for every
you're
human
right,
being.
but when you're
So
giving
if
it
that's
to
what
me-
you're
Primal,
bringing
by
to
the
the
way.
table,
But when you-
receive it
No.
or
Oh, I will
reject-
receive it. You better believe that. But this is the thing, though.
Accept
I'm
it is
also
what I'm
giving it
bringing
to
to the
you.
table.
You understand? So it's not. I don't think sex is one of those things where I'll use as a bargaining thing. You
Right,
understand?
right.
I think that people need to reciprocate in the right ways. You understand? Like, sex is not one way. When we're having sex, it's nipe nikupe, raha tupate. It's both ways. You understand? So sex at the
But
table.
in case
And what if your
that's
sex
the
sucks?
only need
What
you
if your
have?
sex actually sucks?
Okay.
What are we doing?
But you see,
Okay.
you see, it's only you thinking like that. Majority of Kenyan men,
it's me and
or
everybody
even
else.
I
What are you
think,
talking about?
it's just because majority of men like, it's like sex is the ultimate thing that they
It
want.
is the ultimate thing.
Yeah.
So when
Then
someone
exactly
when
when
they
they
sex
say
at
that
the
we
table,
bring sex to
Right.
the table.
why is it an issue?
Yes.
No,
Why is it an
no,
issue?
because listen, because to me, unless
feel
you're
like it's the
unless you're
ultimate
swinging
goal.
off chandeliers, all right, and give it to me like that, because most women ain't doing it out there like this, all right. My thing is this: I think sex should not be something where we are using as a bargaining chip. You understand? Because the enjoyment goes both ways. Let me be honest with you. Right now, taking a girl on a date, all right, I can mention clubs around here, is actually more expensive than me going downtown or me getting on Tinder and someone just clearly telling me, hey, short moja 2K. You understand?
Yeah.
Because by the time I take you down to and I get that Jack Daniels, I get you the Moet, we're already at 20.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
That could have been sessions with 10 different women.
Right.
That's what I'm telling you.
Right.
It's cheaper to actually go straight to Tinder. And if it's not even like a buddy-buddy thing, but I'm buying sex, it's cheaper that way.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I might take you to and on your periods. So I'm not getting no sex either way.
Right. So, ladies, I think all of us can attest that love is indeed transactional. Like, it is transactional. You're hearing Ron saying, I'm taking you to Milan, I'm spending this much money for me to get what? For me to get sex in return, right? So now let's talk about sacrifices.
Okay.
Right? Are there sacrifices you need to make in order to be in a working relationship?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. So we all agree on sacrifices.
Constantly.
Yeah.
If the goal is actually to be together, because
Yes.
for me, when I say when a woman is just bringing sex to the table, in case that's the only thing a man wants in his life, he
Yeah.
has the money, he has the friends, he has every way to satisfy all of his other needs in life. All he needs from you is sex. So if that's what you're offering, then it's okay. It's okay
No,
to
it's
be
not.
in
And
such a
men must
relationship.
No, it's
communicate.
not.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
be
the
clear.
thing is, I hear men say, oh, is sex the only thing that you bring to the table? And they never get to tell us what
The reason
more.
why they
That
cannot
they
And
tell
want
you
an angel
that,
to
Mama,
know that you do
let
not
me be honest
want
with you. Let me tell
sex
you what the
only.
reality is out here, all right? If I walked up to you right now, like, hi, my name is Roy, what is your name? And you told me your name. And I was like, you know what, I'm out of you. You've probably just gonna smack me and leave.
Okay.
Right? So I have to play around and be like, oh, what's your favorite
You have to
color?
court this
Oh, what
person.
we do, da, 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 da. All right? So whatever you're saying to me right now is not making sense. You can preach this truth. It's a good truth, but it's not a workable truth.
Yeah.
Meaning, if all men were realistic and they can come to you and be like, listen, I got a wife at home. You know what? I'm not trying to this up, but I'm also trying to get in your pants. You'll probably walk away. You will not give him time of day. It's only a few women that can give them that kind of situation. So the reason why men adapt to the situation is not because they want to lie about their situation. It's really they just have to navigate the waters to get to what they want.
But we are talking about a relationship.
Yeah.
Where
The expectation is just
like
sex.
we are in an we are having sex
Right.
and all that. But what makes men not say, what else do you need apart from this? That's what I'm asking. Because all the time we're hearing on social media and everything, all that women think that bringing sex to the table is all that you need. But that is what you show us.
Yeah, that's all that
That
you
is
ask for.
all that
really.
you ask for.
Well, because
If you
Yes.
probably you're in a discussion with a guy and probably you try to give them an idea or something, because that's also contribution.
Yes.
You'll see them trashing out your idea.
Yeah.
You'll see them bringing. So what
And
else?
assuming that
and why
even a
don't you
woman
communicate
doesn't-
it? That is my argument. Why don't you communicate? If it's a relationship, why is there no communication?
Because
Why do you like
unfortunately,
shutting
this is
yourself
where
down?
I'll tell you this. This is where actually, as a man, and for all other men out here, this is where we go wrong. And I'm man enough to agree on this, that men are not really good communicators. You understand? That's a flaw that we have. But one thing I know is a lot of combination of so many things that make us that way. All right, because one, they don't want to look weak. You understand? Or two, you just don't know what the response is going to be.
Grooming also, like
Right,
when you're
right.
growing up.
But I that's what I'm saying. I agree. Your points are an amazing points, but they're just not workable sometimes. You understand?
So should we second guess?
No,
Are
no,
we
no.
angels?
Listen,
We've
it-
fallen. I
As,
think
at
a
least
lot
us
of
we will
women.
tell you we want money, or
Yeah.
or you'll just. But that is my question. Should we train should men be trained on how to communicate or something? Because you cannot
We
just
can.
you
We
cannot
can.
just assume, or you cannot just say, oh, we know we don't openly communicate, we don't do this, and then we leave it at that, and then you keep on blaming women that is all they bring to the table.
let me
We
ask
can't
you.
con-
Let me
we
ask you
can't
this. Let me ask
continue
you this.
that.
This is where, all right. This is where self-designing comes to play. All right. You're right. We are wrong for not communicating, right? But then again, it's also nice that. Let me give you an example. If I'm working, if we're dating, all right, and I'm pretty much providing everything, all right. You're giving the sex, which is really nothing, all right?
Wow.
Now, think about it this way. Would it be nice that, you come around, maybe cook, clean, you know what I mean? Remember, you're not working, all right?
Okay.
Or even if you are, but it's certain things that would not necessarily match up to what I'm giving you, but will show that you're making effort. Girls today don't cook. Girls today don't clean. Don't do none of that stuff. And when you ask them, it's like, whoa. Did you pay my diary and all that kind of
I
stuff?
think,
You know
let
what
me
I mean?
respond to that.
Right.
It's when you're beginning out a relationship at the first go, everyone is coming in with those expectations we are saying, and also assumptions.
Right.
I'm assuming you're like every other man in this world.
Which is?
In whatever my understanding is of who men are, that's what I'm bringing
There's
to
that
the table.
common
Okay.
denominator.
Yeah, there's
of
that
how-
common,
Okay.
yes.
how
So
men
did-
do
Men
it.
expect, for example, the
Right.
first expectation is men expect sex from the get-go.
In fact,
Right.
if there's no sex, what are we doing?
Exactly, number one.
Yeah.
So I come in,
What is this?
I come in with
Yes.
that mentality, and if I'm willing to give you sex,
Right.
then we proceed now to the next
Right.
stage of this, getting to
and
know
what
each
is the
other.
next stage?
If we get into a relationship, then also the expectations become, we now bump up also the expectation. It's not only sex.
Yes.
So for me as a woman, and most women in our society today, I will now moderate what I'm giving you according to how the expectations are
How
on your
playing
end.
it out.
Yes.
So if we're getting into this relationship and I see that, okay, we see each other only once a week, that's when we get to see each other. You get your sex, I get to see you because I just like seeing
Oh, so you don't get sex? You get...
Okay, yes,
we're not
we
saying
have
it's
not
not happening.
let's
It's
be
also
get
fair.
peanut butter.
It's
Let's
also
be fair.
happening.
Okay, let's
What
be
kind
fair
of
and
nonsense
say
is this?
we both
both
get
have
the
good
sex
chances.
that
Yes,
yeah,
and
we get
Oh, you're
to
getting
have
a lot of
sex.
sex. Oh, you're
And
getting
for
all of
me,
this.
maybe
I'll
the
tell you
next
that. Oh, sorry.
wow,
Right,
so generous. Thank you. We need more like you.
I'm child of God. Yeah.
Then for me, then the expectation is maybe I want conversation. I want to tell you about what I'm
day.
currently doing,
Yes.
what I want to what I'm thinking about,
I need
what
support.
I envision my life to be. I need that conversation.
Okay.
And I see that you're not receptive, you're not
don't even
willing to
care.
have that conversation,
Then
you
change
don't
the man.
even care.
Then change the man. Then
So
you're dating the
then
wrong
I
person.
won't cook for you because I know.
Kofi Akwa. Say what?
Yes,
I'll tell you
because
this.
if you're not meeting
Ladies.
Certain,
okay?
certain
Free
of your
advice.
Yeah,
expectations,
I will
then
also
All of you,
moderate what
'cause
I'm
this ones don't
giving.
know what they're talking about. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Okay.
We've
okay.
had that
But
before.
not
I have something to share
But
about
not
that.
all.
We also
Right.
eat.
We also
It's also
eat.
through our
Here's also something that I've realized, right? Today's woman is a woman who has a lot of independence, right?
Yes.
And with that independence comes that reason for I don't need to be married anymore, right?
Okay.
There is that realization for women who have realized, anyway, I don't need to rely on a man for me to be able to survive, for me to be able to, get my own, bank, my own money, right? And when you say that I now need, that the way to a man's heart is through the stomach,
It is.
I don't feel inclined to do that.
Then-
Yet I
then
don't
guess
feel,
what? Then guess
I
what?
don't feel
You gonna stay
pressured
single?
to do that because
Oh, you gonna miss
I
the
have
right man.
realized even if I marry this person, if I don't marry this person, I'll still make my own money.
And let me ask you this.
And either way, he's still eating. Whether you're
Yeah.
cooking for him or not,
Yeah.
he's
You
still
know,
getting
in
his bills
fact-
from
I
some
don't
place.
even see why
So
food
I
is
can't,
an
I
issue
can't
over
just
here.
be.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why do I need to cook
That's the reason
again?
why, from where
Can't you
you're
just pay
sitting,
for someone
your
to do
gender
that?
says female. All right? I always like to tell this to a lot of people when I meet them. The men and women are different. The things that matter to you are not the same things that matter to us.
Agreed.
Let me give you an example. We can walk to City Market right now, all right, and start picking bouquets of flowers. A woman will say, oh my God, these roses are amazing. Me, I'm looking at them like, oh, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What is this?
Why is each
And
one
it-
100
right,
bob?
Right, and it applies to shopping and all other things. Now, this is what I can say. Don't ever think as a woman that you know what a man is all about. You understand? For example, I can never know what it means to have labor pains. I can never know what it means to carry a pregnancy, all right? And I can never tell you how it feels. The same way, there's certain things about us, you can never know or understand how it feels to be that way.
Right.
That's why to us, food, sex are like, actually, for me, it's God, food, sex. Zingine zinafuata huko.
Right.
You understand?
Is it the same way for every man?
Not
Not
Because there are
really.
also
Not
nowadays-
necessarily.
so. I don't
I
not
don't think
necessarily,
I don't
but at
think
least
it's
I
for
speak for a
every
lot.
man.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, right? But
I
at least I can speak for a majority of men.
I don't think, for me, while I understand that food is a need, even us, we need food to survive.
Yeah.
But,
Let me ask you this. Do
And
you
it's
live
not
to
that
eat or do you
we
eat
can't
to live?
cook.
yeah,
Do
but
you live to eat or do you eat to live?
I eat to live.
You
Let
live to
I
eat.
don't-
The
was saying
thing
something
is,
before we
the
go to how
bottom line
relationships have evolved.
is, the bottom line is, is the workload part of it.
Yes.
I don't see why it's just the woman's role to cook.
It's not, actually not. Have you met La Chef, the chief chef? I'm talking about myself, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah,
so we
even
don't
at
discuss
home.
that.
I
But
don't
let me
think
say
if both of us, like I don't see why there can't be any other ways of, handling this
Determining
transaction business
Because-
other than just, you must cook for me, you
because-
must wash my clothes, you
because
must wash
if you
my...
listened to what I said earlier, the reason why you can't see, the reason why you can't understand is the same reason I just gave earlier. That there's certain things you'll never understand
About men.
being a man.
That's
and there's
true.
certain things I can never understand about you being a woman.
Yeah.
Listen, women, like, say you had your first child right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a child together. And then we stepped out for dinner. You'll be at the dinner table calling the house. Like, mtoto amekula, kai amelala, ulimchange. Remember, this child is equally mine. But I'm not running around like a chicken that has no head, worrying about what the child is doing. And us as men will never understand
That's
that.
true.
And remember, this is my child too.
That's
You
true.
understand?
That's true.
So that's why it will make much more sense if you understand that there's certain things as a woman you never understand the importance of it for a man.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, one of them is respect. Men are not all about love. The most important thing in a relationship for us, for most men, is actually respect.
So is cooking a sign of respect?
It could be to some people.
I feel like submission.
Yeah,
submission. I feel like when I cook for you, it
Right.
means
I
that
think
I have submitted to a certain point.
Okay.
That I'm giving this person my time. I'm cooking for this person. But before we continue with that,
Yeah.
I'd like us to talk about how love has evolved from Gen Z,
Okay.
or rather from millennials to Gen Z, right? So how does love look like for millennials, and how does love look like for Gen Z, right? So I think Miriam, you can give us some context, right? You're a millennial.
Yes.
I'm a Gen Z.
Oh my goodness.
So tell us, for millennials and for a millennial woman, how does love look like for a millennial woman?
Switch.